threat of synthetic, gem-quality diamonds flooding the market and undermining the traditional diamond trade.
The concern in the industry today is what if, just what if, there is a way to synthesize diamonds that are non-detectable from natural diamonds? What if technology gives us the ability to make a synthetic diamond that no one knows is synthetic?
This possibility was not lost on the world's largest diamond trading company, De Beers. Unless they could respond decisively, they might lose their dominance of the market. Their first tactic: simply dismiss the competition. Unless it came out of the ground, it just wasn't the real thing.
Diamonds are so much more than just crystallized carbon. Diamonds are something from our deep, deep past, billions of years old, a miracle of nature. You can't replicate that in a laboratory yesterday in Florida. It's not possible.
De Beers' gem defense program then sprang into action. Millions of dollars had been spent developing various machines to tell synthetics from the natural stones. The problem they faced was that synthetics were now very high quality. It forced them to study down to the diamond's atomic structure to detect even the tiniest differences.
This instrument is Diamond Sure. It's our rapid screening instrument that's been designed to pass natural diamonds whilst at the same time referring all synthetic diamonds.
Diamond Sure works by analyzing the way light is absorbed by a diamond. It's down to how nitrogen impurities form within the crystal. Nitrogen atoms occur in clumps in 98% of all natural diamonds. This causes light to be absorbed in a specific way and provides the key to their detection.
This has got a pass result. The user can be confident that this is a natural diamond and requires no further testing. I'm now going to place a yellow diamond onto the probe, press the test key, and this time, within a few seconds, it's come up with a different result. It said, refer for further tests.
In yellow synthetic diamonds, nitrogen doesn't exist in clumps, but instead as single atoms dispersed throughout the crystal. This causes light to be absorbed differently, which is picked up by the machine. Any questionable stones then get transferred to De Beers' next line of defense, the Diamond View machine.
Diamond View shines ultraviolet light onto the diamond and generates a surface fluorescence image from which synthetics may be unambiguously identified.
Under ultraviolet light, both natural and synthetic diamonds will glow to some degree. This is called fluorescence. But it's the patterns that are revealed by this glowing fluorescence that can tell the two apart.
It's immediately obvious from the strong, blocky blue fluorescence patterns that this is a synthetic. You wouldn't get these strong shapes of blue fluorescence from a natural.
Under the UV light, natural yellow diamonds look very different, producing a consistent yet very faint blue glow. With technology like this, De Beers feels it can outrightly dismiss the threat of synthetics.
Today we can easily detect each and every synthetic stone that's made. That's really important to maintain industry confidence.
De Beers were able to prevent any lab-grown coloured gems from being passed off as natural diamonds. No synthetics could trick their way into De Beers' multi-billion-dollar industry. But none of this phases General Clarke. He's starting to make serious headway into creating his own industry for synthetic diamonds. The key to Clarke's business plan is that he doesn't intend to compete against De Beers.
We do not want our diamonds to be passed off as natural diamonds. That wouldn't do us any good, would not do the industry any good, and certainly would not do the consumer any good. So we're very strong in our concern about that, and we're taking every measure that we can to prevent that.
All his diamonds are sent to the heart of the Diamond District in New York City, to the International Gemological Institute. Here, they are officially certified as being man-made. They're also subjected to a more invasive level of disclosure and have their origin tattooed on them by laser. General Clarke's aim is to establish an entirely new market of affordable, coloured, synthetic gems. Currently producing 200 diamonds a month, Clarke has grand plans for massive expansion.
We have 23 machines in this facility right now, growing diamonds 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And what our ambition is to fill this whole environment here with about 250 machines in the not-too-distant future.
Clarke's plan would create an annual production of 25,000 high-quality synthetic yellow diamonds. In the nearby town of Sarasota, on the west coast of Florida, his diamonds are already on sale.
They're absolutely beautiful. You couldn't ask for more beautiful stones. It makes it for more everyday people to be able to afford beautiful, fancy colored diamonds.
It's too early to say if Clarke's new market for colored synthetic diamonds will ever pose a serious financial threat to De Beers. His output at the moment is just too small. And anyway, for De Beers, it's the clear, colorless diamonds that are the main thrust of their global empire. And that market was completely unthreatened. Or so they thought. Shrouded in utmost secrecy, a company called Apollo Diamond has been operating somewhere outside Boston, Massachusetts, for the last 2 years. Highly protective of their technology, they have rarely granted access to their laboratory. Horizon was never given the address, just taken to their production facility. The company's founder, Dr. Robert Linares, had never intended to get into the diamond business. His interest had always been in semiconductors.
Previous company was manufacturing gallium arsenide wafers for very high frequency devices such as cell phones and radars. And at the time, that was the ultimate semiconductor. And after I left that company, I sold it, and I wanted to go to the next highest performance semiconductor, and that was going to be diamond.
Diamond has some unique properties that make it a material with all sorts of possibilities for the high-tech industries.
It's the hardest material known to man. It has the highest velocity of sound, it has the highest thermal conductivity, and it has semiconductor properties which exceed that of silicon and other materials.
The real thrust is to develop new single crystal diamond technology and to create the ability to grow large diamonds for semiconductor and optical application.
But it was while striving to meet these goals that they stumbled upon something utterly unforeseen and ultimately much more glamorous.
We're actually seeing diamonds now that really had the ability to become diamond gemstones.
In their mission to make semiconductors, they had discovered how to make clear, colorless diamond.
It was a eureka moment for this company where we recognized that we could really do something tremendous in this $60 billion marketplace.
The Linares adopted a completely different approach to other gem diamond makers, a technique called chemical vapor deposition, or CVD. Unlike previous methods of growing diamonds, It didn't need high pressure or graphite and was based on using two very common gases.
CVD diamond is done at very low pressures, less than 1 atmosphere. And you introduce two gases. You introduce hydrogen and methane.
But before the process could begin, what they needed was a seed for each new diamond to grow on. These seeds were made of thin slivers of low-grade diamond. In preparation for growth, they were sliced and shaped using a high-power laser.
When we have the prepared seeds, we then load them into the machine. And what our process is capable of doing is growing on multiple seeds at a time. We can load 25, 50 seeds at a time, and really how many seeds we put in depends on the size of the individual seeds.
When the growth chamber was closed, the pressure was lowered and the seeds heated to around 800 Celsius. Hydrogen and methane were pumped into the chamber. Then, using high-power microwaves, the mixture was ignited, forming a gas plasma. Within this chemical soup, highly reactive hydrogen atoms collided with the methane molecules, releasing carbon atoms. These atoms were then attracted down to bond with the carbon atoms of the diamond seeds. And so the new diamonds grew, atom by atom. But initially, there was a hitch. Others had tried CVD, but could only produce very thin wafers of diamond, nothing like the thickness needed to create a gemstone.
It was commonly thought by scientists around the world that you could never make diamond by the CVD process that was greater than 15 microns thick. That's far less than the thickness of a hair. We discovered how to cross that barrier. And we discovered it for a couple of reasons, one of which was we had to, because we were basing our future business on making single crystal that was thick. And once we figured out how to do it, we very quickly went to a 0.5 millimeter thick, 1 millimeter thick, 3 millimeters thick, 5 millimeters thick.
To this day, Robert Linares has not revealed the secrets of his technique. But within his machine, he could now effectively watch 3 million years of diamond growth happening before his eyes. But there was something else. His diamonds had a clarity and structure unrivaled by any other synthetic process.
The gem diamonds that we make here at Apollo are very perfect, and they have the capability of being the most perfect diamonds that we've seen on the planet. The Naval Research Department here in the United States has called them the most perfect diamonds that they've ever seen, both man-made or natural.
Finally, scientists were not just able to match nature, but make something even more perfect and available at a fraction of the cost. It was the first serious threat to the traditional market in clear diamonds. De Beers scientists were now facing their ultimate test. Never before had they come up against a cheap synthetic diamond that might be more brilliant than a natural one. If they couldn't detect these new colorless stones, then consumer confidence in their natural diamonds could take a hammering. Using their Diamond Sure device, the clear CVD diamond was recognized as an unusual stone, but it still required further tests.
Okay, this is a colourless stone that has been referred by the Diamond Sure instrument. At this stage, we don't know whether it's synthetic or one of the rare types of natural diamond, so I'm going to place it into the stone holder and slide it into the sample chamber of Diamond View. Focus the visible image onto the table of the stone. And now I'm going to shine the ultraviolet lights onto the stone. This stone exhibits extremely